Alright, so I'm going to show you another mask from my Michael Myers mask collection. And as you can tell by the title of this video, it's going to be the Halloween 5 mask. And I got the coveralls to match with the mask. These are the same make and model of the coveralls used in Halloween 5 Revenge of Michael Myers. These are the Sears Working Leisure Vintage 80s coveralls with a herringbone pattern. You probably really can't barely see the herringbone pattern on these coveralls because they did a lot of weathering on these. I dyed these quite a bit, and I also weathered them with a little bit of paint to get this dark, really dark wash, this darkened, weathered look. Because if you know, herringbone coveralls come in a bright denim blue, which is not what's seen on screen for Halloween 5, so I had to do a lot of dyeing and a lot of weathering. I used a lot of paint. I went over these entire coveralls with paint to darken them up considerably. And I think they turned out wonderful. Just like the pair worn by Don Shanks in Halloween 5. As you can see up here, this is the only film to actually button the, well, let's not say the only film. Halloween 2 did it with the coveralls from Halloween 2. Dick Warlock wore them, but the collar was standing up, and then the mask was tucked underneath the neck. But in Halloween 5, Don Shanks buttoned it up, folded the collar down, and the mask laid over the neck of the mask laid over the collar, and you couldn't really see it. You can only see like the little flaps on the front, underneath the neck of the mask. But that's how it was worn in Halloween 5. But the mask to complement these coveralls is right here. Is Martin Pena's Revenge of the 5th, which is a really nice, accurate Halloween 5 mask. Let's get rid of the paper towel stand that I'm using. This is one of my masks in my collection where it has to be stuffed, because this is the stretchy elastic latex that needs stuff for it to hold its shape while being displayed with the rest of my collection. So here it is. This is an independent mask, and it ran me $250. So independently made custom masks will run you more than a regular Trick or Treat Studios mask will. The Trick or Treats are around $60. They're good for what they are. But an independently made mask that's custom handmade will cost you more. And like I said, this is $250. Take a closer look at the mask. I like the hair. What really sells this mask is the hair. Martin Pena uses synthetic hair on his mask because the original screen-used Halloween 5 masks used human hair. But the majority of the replicas use like a camel or other hairs that are similar to camel, which is not right for Halloween 5. Martin Pena is one of the few to actually get the hair right on his mask. I've seen other Halloween 5 masks with either human hair or synthetic hair, but very rare. For the most part, it's like camel, mohair, or whatever. It's like a camel-like hair. That's what I've seen on the majority of the Halloween 5 masks, and it does not look the part, because camel hair doesn't have the sheen, and it's too light in the brown color, and does not pull off the on-screen look for Halloween 5. So this is one of the selling points that I had with Martin Pena's Revenge of the 5th mask. It's his original sculpt. He sculpted it to look like the on-screen mask with the nose appliance and the mouth appliance, because if you know about the Halloween 5 mask, that when they originally made it, they did not like the look of it. They thought it looked too female-ish, so they decided to add an appliance on the nose and the mouth and make it more of a manlier look, which I know looks better. There's screencast, or I should say Halloween 5 masks that do come from the screen-used molds, but those molds are before the appliances are put on. And in my opinion, they do not pull off the on-screen look because they are sans the appliances. Trick or Treat Studios is coming out with their own Halloween 5 mask, but it's also sans the appliances. They sculpted in the line around the nose to make it look like there's an appliance on, but the nose itself looks pre-appliance. It doesn't look right. So this is why I chose with an independent mask. I went with Martin Pena because he has nailed the on-screen look. Even though it's not from the screen molds, I still think he nailed the Halloween 5 the on-screen look for that mask. Because the Halloween 5 mask, in my opinion, is the creepiest mask in the entire franchise. Even though the H40 mask is my favorite sequel mask, I think the Halloween 5 mask is the creepiest out of all of them. The angry expression, especially when you see the face of the mask when he's breaking down that door at the end of the film and his mask appears through the shards of that door. Oh, that's my favorite shot of the mask. It looks creepy as hell. I get creeped out. It's just so scary. I think this is a really scary mask. I know Halloween 5 is one of the least favorite masks because it does, compared to the original Captain Kirk converted mask, this does look real goofy if you do a direct comparison to the original mask. But if you separate it away from the original mask, ignore the original mask, and actually look at this mask on its own merit, I think it's a pretty scary and pretty creepy mask. I just love this mask. Let's take another good look at it. One thing I did one small modification to the mask. Some of you may know that in Halloween 5, Don Shanks, the actor who played Michael Myers, well, in order to make the mask look like a mask, because the filmmakers wanted this mask to look like a mask, when he put the mask on, the mask contoured to his face too much, and it wasn't given that masky appearance that they wanted. So they padded out Don Shanks' head to get the mask to flare out to make it look more like a mask. So what I did was I added padding on the inside. They're not permanently in there. I can take them out. It's just hot glue. Hot glue really doesn't bond to a mask well, so it's just on there just enough so it doesn't move around. But if I really want to take them off, I could. But I put these paddings in. It gives the neck, widens the neck. Because if you pay attention to Michael in the film, the neck is really wide because of the padding they put on Don Shanks' head to make the mask looser fitting, make it look looser fitting, make it look more like a mask. Just like this mask, it also contoured to my neck, so I had to add the padding to get the wide look, to get that on-screen look for Michael Myers. And then of course it has the mesh in the eyes, just like the original masks. And then of course the slit in the back goes all the way up the head, just like it did on the screen used masks, which makes this mask easier to take on and off. The mask is a little smaller, 23.5 inch mask, so it's kind of snug to my face, which is actually screen accurate because the mask on Don Shanks was also small and was snug fitting to his face. So I'm glad. So that's why they made the slit go higher up the back of the head, because the mask was too snug. They needed the extra slit to get the mask on and off. So I'm going to put the mask on and show you what it looks like worn. Of course it's stuffed with bags because I have to stuff this one in order for it to keep its shape on display. Take out the bags, and I'm going to put this mask on, show you what it looks like with my coveralls.